So, for my picadillo sandwich, I have some ground beef. I also have, of course, the bread. What I have here, I'm going to use the bottom of the bread and clean it up. Some extra virgin olive oil. Brand doesn't matter. I have about a couple tomatoes. One might be enough if it's big, which are grated for my tomato sauce. Cilantro. I have some onion. About, I don't know, a couple tablespoons of onion chop. Same amount for my bell pepper. I went orange. You can go yellow or red because it's sweeter. I have some olive and also some capers. Combined, they're about the same amount as the other stuff, a couple tablespoons. I have some cilantro. And I have a half of teaspoon each for my salt. I have it for my cumin, coriander, black ground pepper. I have it for my turmeric and also for my paprika. And I have about 3 or 4 teeth of garlic, which I mince. And here, the last thing I have is the raisins, which is optional, but I want to add some sweetness to this picadillo sandwich. What I have here, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add a few drops of oil. Just a few drops, not a lot. That's about half a teaspoon. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to mix this up. Kind of a homemade sazon if you think about it. And I'm going to add it. And I'm going to mix everything well. Mix it up well. So I preheat my pan. It's a high heat. Let me reduce it to a notch or two above medium. And I put a tiny bit of oil. Because you don't want to put a lot of oil because you don't want your meat to swim. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to caramelize the onions. And I'm going to add the peppers. You can add the cilantro too. And you're going to do this for about a minute. Just caramelize it. See how little oil it has? After about a minute, what you're going to add, the meat. And remember I put some oil on the meat so that have a little bit more fat. And I'm going to cook it until it darkens somewhat. And I'm going to break it down, so it starts breaking down. Mix the onions and the pepper. This stuff smells delicious. Once it gets about 90% darkened, so some of them still a little bit raw, you can start adding the olive and capers that give it a nice taste. Optional raisins, some sweetness. And as you see, some grease on it, but it's not swimming like other picadillos that have prepared in the past for something else. But because this is a sandwich, I don't want this thing dripping. Then I'm going to put some of the tomato sauce because I don't want it to dry either. See how nice? And you really don't need tomato sauce if you want it drier. But I want to add that flavor. You can give it a tiny taste. Let me grab a piece. If you feel that needs more salt, now is the time. Because we want some flavor on this. And this is not going to take a long time. As you can see, you have a meal in less than 10 minutes. And after 5 minutes or so, it's cooked. Just make sure that it's not red on the meat. This is not steak. This is ground meat. You want it cooked. Look how beautiful it looks, huh?